Good morning. There is so much amazing activity around blocks right now in Gutenberg that I thought it'd be useful to do a weekly update for you that's going to come out every single Friday around the latest block news. So if you want to be notified every time I release a news update, hit that subscribe button now. But this week in block news, Gutenberg List View gets a big upgrade with the ability to multi-select blocks. Layouts become much easier with one big improvement to the group block and several improvements to the columns block. You'll see my block theme of the week. I'm going to give you a quick look at a really cool new block locking plugin that's being developed. And I'm also going to show you the best Gutenberg review roast of the week. And finally, we're going to have a look to the future with how the Metaverse has landed in WordPress.
Time for blog news. It's news about blocks.
So first up today is the list view has had a big upgrade. Now currently you'll need the Gutenberg plugin to see this functionality, but this will be rolled into core fairly quickly. The list view is accessed over here in this top icon here with these three little lines. It's super useful at the moment because it allows you to move blocks around just using the list view. You can also do things like remove blocks here, duplicate them, and all sorts of other cool stuff. So it's an incredibly useful tool. I tend to use it all the time when I'm creating pages now in Gutenberg. I think it's fab. The new upgrade though allows you to multi-select the list view, blocks in the list view. So you just hold down the shift or up arrow and select here. See how I'm clicking multiple blocks and click on the three dots. The main use at the moment I can sort of see is to remove multiple blocks in one hit, just like I did there. Next up is one of the biggest updates to the Gutenberg plugin and most important ones, and that is margin control to group blocks. It might not sound that exciting, but a good container block is really the center point of all web design. And now with the group block, we finally have margin control. The group block is a bit like a container block, and it's so important when you're designing layouts. So you can either add it as a discrete block, or you can transform an existing block into it. So I'm just going to move this paragraph block into a group block. So think of it like a container. And you'll see over in our list view, we've got the group block, and within that we have a paragraph block. I could put any other blocks within the group block if I wanted to. But the key bit is I can now control stuff around that container. Now in the past this was limited, but it's getting more powerful. So I'm just going to add a style and a border so you can actually see what's going on here. And I'll add a fairly big border, an orange border, just so we can see what's happening to that container. And you'll see I can do things like change the radius of that group block. But the key stuff really is now we can add padding to it, and that's going to pad from the text outwards. You see I'm adding 30 pixels of padding. But now you can also add margin, and that's above and below it, which is just so useful. Let me add quite a lot here so you can see what's going on. Oh, I've added 500. That's too much. Let's add 200. There you go. See how we're adding margin above and beyond the above and below the container block. So it's a huge update. It might seem like quite a small thing, but it's going to make designing themes and creating layouts so much easier. The columns block now supports border width style as well. You'll see it. It just works the same as the group block. Let me just add a border to this so you can actually see it. Let's add some width. There you go, see how it's added a border to it. You can add different styles to it as well. Not sure about that, that's quite cute. And you can also change the color on it like so. And you can also add padding to it as well. So the columns block is one of my favorite blocks now. It's really powerful, quite like that. It'd be nice for a menu. So that's the upgrade. Next up is my block theme of the week. This week's block of the theme is Avant-Garde by Brian Gardner. It's a beautiful theme. I will put a link in the description below if you want to download it. I will also put a link to a free training website which you can spin up and take the theme for a test. It's black and white. It's very simple and beautiful. It's got some really nice elements to it though. So I've just created this homepage very quickly using the block patterns, which I'll show you in a second, that come with it. It has a really nice blog design. I love this blog design, this sort of list view, very simple and elegant to scroll. It also has a really nice design for traditional pages. It puts your page title here and your page content over on the left. You can change this, of course, but I think it's really nice. And it's completely free, this theme. Let me just show you a few of the cool things about it. So because it's a block theme, it comes with a whole bunch of page templates that you can edit. If you want to see how to edit these, I will put a link in the description to some of my other tutorials, or maybe up here to other tutorials how you can actually edit your page templates. These are the ones you get. Again, it's got a nice black template, which is great for landing pages and sales pages. It also comes with some really nice block patterns, which I think are great. So block patterns are pre-designed layouts of blocks that you can use easily. And themes now are bundling their own block patterns with it. They're accessed by the block inserter up here, and then you go to patterns. Here they are, and these are all the ones that come with the Avant-Garde theme, and there's some really nice stuff. I love this portfolio grid one. I'm just going to dump some of these into the page so you can see. But these are all just using, what I love about this is these are just using core blocks. So there's no custom blocks in here. These are just core blocks. So you're not having to install third-party plugins. Let's show you a few more. So these are the footer ones. That's really cool. But you could use that as a call to action anywhere, actually. Then we've got some page ones here. See, this is the layout here. You can just put those in. Fully editable. That's what's so beautiful about block patterns. See how quickly you can build your pages out. And I just want to show you one more because it also has some query ones. So these are bringing in posts in different style formats. So this might be your new blog page. There's the blog page we're actually using. But if you wanted a different layout, you could just chuck that into your blog page and you've got a nice grid layout for your blog. So that's the Avant-Garde theme. One of the things I've seen agencies asking for is the ability to lock blocks so their customers can only edit parts of them or none of them or bits of them. And there is a new plugin which is coming out, which is being developed, which gives you some of this block locking functionality. Now, I think this will come into core at some point, but it's going to be interesting to see how the plugin moves ahead of what's going to be available in core. So I'll put a link in the description below. It's not out yet, it's being developed, but you can join the beta program if you want to keep up with it. You'll see on the screen, this is an early version of it. And this demo here is where the administrator is just going through blocks, locking certain blocks and making certain restrictions on certain blocks as well. So I think it can be incredibly powerful where you could develop a site, lock certain things that your customers can't edit or their teams can't edit, but make other things available to them. Now, as you probably already know, if you follow this channel, I'm a huge Gutenberg fan, but there are other voices out there, and it's really important to hear other voices. So every week, I'm going to bring you the best roasting review of Gutenberg from the plugin directory. I have my own thoughts on why the reviews are still mostly negative around the Gutenberg plugin on the plugin directory. But for today, here's the first roasting review. It's brought to us from Paul, and through the magic of artificial intelligence, I've got Alan Rickman to read it out for us.
At least give us back the old one in absolute disaster. When is WordPress going to admit its huge failure? Same for the widgets. Pull the old version back, please. You will spare us countless plugins which do the job.
And then finally today, a look to the future and specifically the Metaverse with a brand new plugin called 3Object Viewer, which lets you embed via blocks 3D objects. But these blocks support WebXR. And what that means is you can view them on virtual reality goggles or also in a browser. Here's an example that I've quickly mocked up using a leather chair. It just comes as a block, so it's very simple to insert, and you can see you can interact with it. Thank you very much for watching the first ever episode of Block News. If you want to keep up to date with blocks and Gutenberg, hit that subscribe button now. And every Friday you'll be notified as soon as I release a new episode. Also, it'd be amazing if you could hit the like button now because it really helps spread the word of the channel. And also, as you may know by now, every time you do hit that like button, our cats get a little treat. So thank you so much for watching. Keep well, and I'll see you soon.